Modernization programs rarely fail in combat. They fail on paper. Not because the threat disappears, but because planning stops, budgets stall, and capabilities quietly erode between frameworks. As the armed forces of the Philippines approaches the 2027 endpoint of its current modernization program, the question is no longer what to buy, but how the next phase will be sustained. Modernization frameworks are not shopping lists. They are long-term planning tools, aligning budgets, procurement, training, and sustainment over years. When one expires without a successor, capability gaps do not appear immediately. They emerge slowly. Aircraft availability drops. Maintenance timelines stretch. Training cycles shorten. For air forces with limited fleets, these gaps matter more than raw aircraft numbers. This is why planning for a post-2027 framework has already begun, not as a reaction, but as a necessity. Against this backdrop, Italian defense firm Leonardo, representing the Eurofighter consortium, has presented the Eurofighter Typhoon as a potential candidate for the Philippine Air Force's future multi-role fighter requirement. The Eurofighter is a mature, multi-role platform operated by several European air forces. But in this case, the aircraft itself is only part of the discussion. To understand why the Eurofighter remains under consideration, its combat capabilities and typical armament must be briefly outlined. The Eurofighter Typhoon was originally designed as an air superiority fighter, with a strong emphasis on air defense and interception. In the air-to-air role, the platform is commonly associated with beyond visual range missiles such as Meteor and AIM-120 AMRAAM, along with short-range infrared-guided missiles like IRIS-T or ASRAAM. These weapons are paired with modern sensors, helmet-mounted cueing systems, and networked data links, supporting both national and allied air defense operations. For air-to-ground missions, the Eurofighter is capable of employing precision-guided bombs, including laser-guided and satellite-guided munitions such as the Paveway and JDAM families, depending on integration and customer configuration. The platform can also be configured for standoff and specialized strike roles, with compatibility for air-to-surface missiles such as Brimstone for precision engagement, and long-range strike systems like Storm Shadow and operators that require deep strike capability. For maritime operations, the Eurofighter has been marketed with anti-ship and maritime strike options, including weapons such as MARTI-ER, supporting sea control and coastal defense missions. An internal cannon remains available for close-range engagements and emergency use, completing the aircraft's multi-role armament profile. These capabilities place the Eurofighter among modern multi-role combat aircraft capable of air defense, deterrence, and precision strike, subject to configuration, integration, and sustainment. However, as with any combat aircraft, long-term effectiveness depends less on the weapons carried and more on training, maintenance, and operational continuity. What distinguishes the proposal is how it is structured, not how it performs. According to publicly reported details, the proposal emphasizes long-term sustainment rather than short-term delivery. This includes establishing a local maintenance and sustainment hub in the Philippines, providing technical training for Filipino engineers and technicians in Italy, and gradually reducing dependence on external support for routine maintenance. This reflects a broader reality of air power. Air forces do not lose capability when aircraft arrive. They lose capability when aircraft can no longer be maintained. Life cycle costs, spare parts access, and technical expertise determine whether a fleet remains viable 10 or 20 years after delivery. From that perspective, sustainment is not a secondary concern. It is the core of operational readiness. Some reports also describe the proposal as including flexible financing options. This does not mean reduced cost, nor does it imply preferential treatment. Rather, it suggests structured or phased payment models aligned with multi-year budgeting cycles. For defense planners, financing does not change operational requirements. It changes feasibility. It determines whether procurement aligns with long-term planning or competes with other priorities within a single fiscal year. These discussions are taking place alongside confirmed funding signals. For 2026, AFP leadership has cited approximately 40 billion pesos allocated for modernization, and an additional 50 billion pesos in unprogrammed funds identified for priority defense upgrades. Unprogrammed funds are not guarantees. They are not earmarked for specific platforms, but they do indicate political and institutional recognition that modernization must continue beyond the current framework. Money alone does not create capability. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit that like button and subscribe to Vector Military for more in-depth military analysis. Check out these 2 videos on screen for more content like this. Thanks for watching.